Setting up stream. I have not done this in a month, which coincidentally neither is 2K. I wonder if that's a coincidence. Can this load on my channel already? Come on, there we go. All right. Testing.
Test.
Okay. Alrighty, let's break this down. I have not updated rosters or really done any video in about a month, so I'm sure there is a lot to break down given that 2K hasn't updated the roster since December 16th. Going into this cold, I don't really know what changed yet. We're gonna figure all that out. Right off the top, I can see that Joel Embiid doesn't have a rating change, but he does have a new archetype, Versatile Paint Beast, which, let me see how that would be generated. Maybe his pass rating went up or something. Yeah, 71 vision, that's probably what did it. Okay. Cool. So they updated his passing, but that's not enough to drive his rating up. Tobias Harris down. He has been struggling, getting booed by the 76ers. Basically back to where he was in 2020. After being like a borderline all-star last year, he's back to just being like an overpaid max contract guy. Has gotten mentioned in Ben Simmons talks, primarily because any team that is interested in Ben Simmons is probably sending out their power forward, and obviously Tobias Harris plays power forward for the Sixers, so they would also need to send him out because he can't really play the three defensively. Maxey didn't go up. That's weird. Let's see. It looks like the bench, a couple guys went down. Milton's down a point. Milton's down a point. Niang, same. Danny Green's down a point. That's probably a little silly, to be honest. He should have a higher rating than... He starts over Thibault and Korkmaz. Korkmaz has really been struggling from the field this year, so, I mean, I don't get that at all. Just really quickly, Danny Green... shooting 38% from three this year, and obviously he's a solid defender. 41% from the field. Frickin' Korkmaz, 31% from three, 39% from the field. So, and obviously not the defender that Danny Green is. So, yeah, not really seeing that. They've been trying to get Danny Green down for whatever reason, and I haven't really been seeing it because, again, he still starts for the team and plays a reasonable amount of minutes. Charles Bassey, looks like he went up a bit, +3. I'm going to guess that he got a lot of playing time recently. His numbers are also just pretty good in general in his limited minutes. He's only played 144 minutes, but he's got a 22.4 PER, 69 true shooting, 14 orb percent. It's like a 95 by scale, 27 defensive rebound percentage. It's like also in the 90s by scale. 2K generally... for centers will like decrease their rebound ratings by like 5 points to prevent the formula from overrating them at all too much. And his block rate is a 9.5%. That is likewise, that would be a 99 pretty easily. Obviously limited minutes and block rate, that doesn't really account for his foul rate. He does commit a lot of fouls, so like just because he registers a lot of shot blocks doesn't necessarily mean that he is a good defender or whatever. But,
it's my birthday today, and the first thing in the morning in watching real 2K rosters. This is dope.
Welcome. Happy birthday, Jen. Yeah, we are breaking down the number 5 2K roster update right now, working on the 76ers. Let's see. Anybody else? Joe Springer, Paul Reed didn't move. Charles Brown Jr. is on a 2-way deal now. Is it just 4 guys? Oh no, Seth Curry went up. Okay, Seth Curry up a point. Cool. All right, so through 1, 2, 4 guys down, 1 up. That's a little curious because the 76ers have been winning recently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they won 8 games in a row. When was the last update? December 16th? December 13th? Yeah, they lost 3 in a row starting on the 13th, but then they won 9-1 over their next 10. So they're 9-1, 9-4, 9-5 since the last update, and a bunch of their guys went down. That's a little sus. Yeah, let's move on to the Bucks. Looks like Giannis goes up a point. Honestly, well deserved. He's still got the same archetype. Drew Holiday +3 for him. He's been playing much better of late. Playing at an all-star level. I don't know if he's going to make the team due to just the sheer number of competition, but he's given Chris Middleton struggles. Drew has definitely been the Bucks' second best player this year, and given the Bucks' success since he's been back, I think they're like 27-10 with him in the lineup.
Hey John, hope all is well. Glad to see you streaming again. If you want to take a look, I posted the ratings changes by team on us, may help.
Hey Pete, what's up? Yeah, I saw you had just posted that. I am going to go through, just because I'm basically using this. I stream as like an excuse to update my doc anyway. I've never been big on like copying the work of others, and it does like I will post any discrepancies to the topic. Usually, I find like one guy that gets missed. Obviously when you're going through 500 players, it's easy to miss one. So it's, I'm just gonna be double checking your work, I suppose. But you
As
do great
always,
work.
I may have missed something. LOL.
Yeah. I miss something. I miss stuff all the time. As well. Pat Connaughton, how's everything been? I haven't spoken to you in probably like a month or two. Definitely not definitely at least a month. Obviously, given that I haven't done anything in like a month. Connaughton down a point. DiVincenzo. Ooh, they did not. DiVincenzo's been dreadful in like the 4 games that he's played.
Let us go. Giannis is the highest overall, like he should be.
Oh, nice. I personally have Jokic as the highest rated player, but Giannis definitely should be in the top 3. Which I was surprised that I'm able to get Jokic up to a 99, and that's got to be because of just like the new badges that got added, because he's got a Hall of Fame in like all of them, like stuff like post playmaker and stuff like that. Like they added a bunch of badges specific to him, and that might be what gets him up. So maybe Giannis needs a couple of those badges as well in order to get him to a 99, because I'm pretty firmly in the camp that Giannis should have been in like a 99 for the past like 2 or 3 seasons, and that it's just the flaw of the 2K formula that has kind of kept his rating lower than it realistically should have been. I'm not okay with him.
Good. Hope you are as well. I know COVID is tougher where you are, so hope you're able to stay as safe as you can but still see.
Oh, yeah. I actually had COVID on Christmas. It was, I didn't get tested to, like, confirm it, but, like, hamburgers started smelling like metal, so, I was never in any danger, so it's whatever. It was, like, more annoying than anything else. But, obviously, I'm young and healthy, and if I was an 80-year-old man, only on the inside, I'm an 80-year-old man, but, maybe then it would have been a little riskier for me. But yeah, fuck COVID. Grayson Allen. Ooh, down 2 points? Come on, guys. How are you going to drop Grayson Allen 2 points and then not touch DiVincenzo? That's a little silly. Jordan Nwora +2. Has he done something recently? He's been like shooting pretty poorly throughout the year. I guess he started the last 4 games. Yeah, he had a 28-point game.
What's the criteria you use to apply badges? The eye test?
Jordan Nwora over his last 8 games is playing 31 minutes per game, 48% from the field, so that's much improved. 46% from 3, 15.6 points per game. Nice. Okay, let me see his season splits, and I'll answer that question in just a second. Yeah, Nwora started the year shooting 34% from the field in October, but for January he's been at 50%, 46 from 3. 15 points per game this month. So yeah, all right. I can get behind a +2, especially if he's been in the rotation, I assume due to COVID. George Hill, no change for him. Wesley Matthews, he's up a point. He's been playing pretty well. Thanasis, he's down a point. He played a lot in the first month, but hasn't really seen the court much since. Semi Ojeley's hurt again? Come on, let me see this. Is this real? He missed the last game, but he played in the 2 prior, and then he missed the 6 prior to that. All right, so I guess he's been in and out of the lineup, but I don't know if... I don't see anything on the injury report for him. I'm not looking, I'm not going to scour the internet for it, but... I normally wait more than a game to take guys out of the lineup, and he doesn't have like an injury reported, so like I would personally deactivate that and just consider him day to day. Rodney Hood down a point. He's been trash this year, really the last 2 years. Possibly his last season in the NBA if he doesn't get things together. Langston Galloway down 4 points. Okay, interesting. Obviously, he's a fringe player on a hardship contract. I wasn't expecting. Wow, he must have been really ass in his games. 7 games, 23% from the field, 2 points per game. 27%. Yeah. 13% from 3. Okay, sure, I guess. But then that's the thing is like you're gonna drop Langston Galloway, a part-time player. He played 107 minutes this year. And you dropped to 4 points. And then Dante DiVincenzo basically had the same sample of playing time, and he did not get touched at all. Okay, noted. Sure, okay, 2K. Jeff Towton, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Javonte Smart up a point? Sure. Where's Mamu? Did he go up? He went up, okay. All right, so they bumped up a bunch of fringe guys. I'm guessing a bunch of these guys got playing time this week. Sorry, I just hit my mic. Due to the protocols. But yeah, actually there's a lot of changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? 12 players with updated ratings on the Bucks? Wow, I think that's a new high. Okay. All right, well, that's good. That's promising, I guess, for the rest of the update, considering they haven't updated in like a month. So let me get to that question. What's the criteria used to apply badges? The eye test? Absolutely not. I hate the eye test. I try to stick to as much data as I possibly can. And there's a lot. Most of the badges, that's also what 2K does. A lot of these are tied to data. Like, not stuff like fast twitch and stuff. They kind of use like a loose like tier system for stuff like that. But like Fearless Finisher, you can track that via data. posterizer, you technically can track that's an eye test one, but generally you can look at how frequently a player is dunking, and if a player is dunking a lot, then you can look at the tape on him and see just how much he's posterizing guys, or versus like how many are just like open breakaway dunks. I guess limitless takeoff would technically be an eye test one, but most of them, probably actually the ones for finishing are the ones that are mostly the eye test. But a lot of stuff with shooting, obviously shooting, there's a lot of data on that, so you can like, based on how like the type of shooter that a player is, like how often they're assisted, how often they're spotting up, etc., can dictate what badges you give a guy. You could track pull-ups, step backs, etc. There are badges for both of those. So Giannis, for example, technically should have a lot more shooting badges than this. He's actually not a terrible catch and shoot player. It's just that most of his threes are actually off the dribble, like a very significant portion of them. He's assisted on like 50-something%. So that is a lot for a guy who, that's why his percentage is, I said 50%. He's assisted on only 32% of his threes, which is like a crazy number. He only shoots 28% from three, but that's partially why, because he's taking so many off the dribble. So I would say like he probably shoots like 35% on like actual spot ups, but he just doesn't take too many of them. So certainly stuff like set shooter, catch and shoot, I would give him like a bronze in. That's like a marginal boost. And he definitely needs stuff like I don't know about circus threes, but I would have to look at some of the data on him. Because obviously he's not taking a ton of threes in volume or whatever, but let's see. Obviously the stuff like range extender, what do they call the badges now? Chef and limitless spot up, those are tied to data because you can track the distance that players are shooting from. Volume shooter, I would look at like a player's usage rate and consider how many jumpers they're taking per game. Yeah, that's really all I would give to Giannis. Oh, and like stuff like Deadeye, blinders, etc. You can track how much players are taking like contested jump shots. So it's worth noting that Giannis takes a lot of threes off the dribble, but he's not taking contested threes off the dribble. That is a big noteworthy thing. So yeah, I would, even if you gave him like a bronze in like circus 3 or difficult shots, I would not give him Deadeye or blinders, and that's what really separates like the great shooters, like the great like Kevin Durant and stuff, is those guys can pull up regardless of the defense, and Giannis absolutely cannot do that. But yeah, let's move on to the next team. I think I've sufficiently answered that question. Let's go to Chicago, who they've been on a tear. They are the #1 team in the East. DeMar DeRozan bumped up to a 90. That is well deserved. He should have been a 90 for a while. No update for Levine. He's been underrated pretty much the entire year. Let's see. Vucevic up a point. Okay, he's kind of bounced back a little bit from his early season struggles. Kobe White's been playing better with Caruso out of the lineup. DeSunmo has been DeRozan's backup for most of the year, and basically knocked Troy Brown Jr. out of the rotation. Alfonso McKinney, no update for him, which is kind of surprising.
John, can you post on Twitter if you missed out on some players, because we have a fantasy league on 2K My League, where we update the over.
If I missed out on some players... well, the purpose of me doing this is so that I don't miss any players. But I will keep that in mind. I guess that is a good reminder. Let me share my. Actually, this is already shared to my Twitter, right? I imagine that's how most of you got here. Let me see if this technology thing works as it's intended. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. Tony Bradley, 75 plus 1. Anybody else? It doesn't look like it. But yeah, McKinney played his way onto the team, and also worth noting, he's okay. They at least changed his position to power forward because that's where he's been playing. He's basically been Derrick Jones's backup. So, did they change to Sumo? Nope, he's still a 2-guard. Actually, let me quickly backtrack to the other teams because I have been tracking positions a little bit since the update. I just want to verify that they still are fucking up the same guys. Yeah, alright. So the only position change so far has been Alfonso McKinney. Okay. So only 4 players updated for the Bulls, but... Oh, no, 5. But all of them went up, at least, so they've got that going for them. All right, let's go to Cleveland. They've been playing very well. I think they're the 4th best team in the East right now. Looks like Darius Garland's up a point. He's getting like minor. He's getting talked about for All-Star, but I can't feasibly take him over Drew Holiday. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Let's see, Evan Mobley. He's been solid, looking like the rookie of the year. But no update for him. Kevin Love continues to play well, so they boost him up a point. He's gone up a point in each of the last 3 updates. Lauri Markkanen looks like he fucked up this week. He's down 2 points. Lamar Stevens has been starting at the 2, but doesn't seem to have a update. And worth noting, they have his position as power forward shooting guard. Okay, sure. I would have him as a small forward shooting guard, but that's just me. I would also have Dean Wade as a 4, not a 3. Anything else? That's probably it. Just 3 guys on the Cavs change in rating. Yeah, is that accurate? Oh no, Ed Davis down a point. Okay, wobble-wee-wah. All right, 4. So I would definitely boost Stevens up. Let me see what Markkanen did wrong to drop. He's been a little up and down this year. Well, he had 20 points in his last game, but I guess in the games prior, he did have a stretch where he struggled. From December 28th to January 10th, he shot 41 from the field and 26 from 3, 12 points per game. Yeah, he was still racking up assists and grabbing his standard number of rebounds. I don't know. The players that they get like stingy about, it's ridiculous. Like they dropped Markkanen down 2 points, but they didn't touch Dante DiVincenzo, who's a 79, and Markkanen's definitely had a better year than him. So I don't know.
On free agents, James Ennis has been updated up 1.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess I should check the free agent pool, given that there's like 100 players that were on teams. If they updated Langston Galloway, they probably updated some other guys. All right, Celtics time. Celtics only had 2 players updated in the last update last month, so let's see how much changed for them. All right, Jaylen Brown is a +2. Robert Williams is a +2. Schroeder's down a point. Josh Richardson's up 2 points. Grant Williams down 1. Peyton Pritchard somehow went up 1. That's going to need an explanation. Romeo Langford finally went up. His first update of the year. He's been like the 8th or 9th man the entire year, and they've only got him at a 70, rated underneath guys that don't play at all. All right. That is the Celtics. 4, 5, 6 players updated. No, 7 players updated. All right, let me see Peyton Pritchard, because he's been awful this year. I guess he had to play a bit due to protocols. He had a 24-point game, 24, 8, and 6. A couple double-figure games, but other than that, he's been... Well, I guess maybe he came around. What was the last update? 12-13? So since 12-13, he's shot 42% from the field, 40% from 3, 9 points per game, 21 minutes per game. That's basically the production that he had last year. So prior to that game, he was averaging 20. He was shooting 27% from the field up to that this last month. 27% from the field, 32 from 3, averaging 2.8 points per game. So yeah, I guess. Yeah, his rating should go up because he started playing like an NBA player again. All right, that's fair. Let me see Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's been kind of up and down this year. He's been in and out of the lineup also. But yeah, he had 34 in his last game, 26, 15, and 6 in the game before that, 22, 11, and 11 triple-double in the game before that. Okay. A 30-point game, a 50-point game. I did not realize he had a 50-point game. I guess, like, yeah, I've been busy with work, and I was sick for like a week. So, yeah, actually, so in this last month, he came back from injury on 12-13, as it so happens. So, over the last month, he's averaged 27, 8, and 4, shooting 46 from the field, 39 from 3, 79 from the line. Yeah, pretty solid. 87. That is well-deserved. And I definitely gotta update him in my roster. I only have him at 85 still. All right, yeah, let's go on to the Clippers. All right, pretty solid stuff. Actually, one thing I do want to check. I'm gonna start checking badges. Yeah, looks like there were some badge updates. 16 for Jarrett Allen. He had 14 previously. 10 for Evan Mobley. He had 9 previously. Let me see, DeRozan, 25 still, 38.
Vucevic should have went up more.
The fact that DeMar DeRozan has 25 badges and Zach LaVine has 38 probably means that DeMar DeRozan should have like 10 more badges. I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that. Like, come on. Come on, guys. Like, this is like, the badges matter more for overall rating than the actual attributes now, and they rarely update badges nowadays. So, 40, 37. All right, no badge updates there. For the Sixers, it looks like they're all the same. Let me see, Maxey. Maxey's got 12. Okay. So, shit. All right. I'm going to have to start recording badges. 113. All right, so +3 for Maxey. Okay, everybody else looks the same. Connington has an extra one. Okay. So while I approve of like them going up and updating some badges, I have a 17 badges for Pat Connaughton, and they took him from 8 to 9. So I mean, like, they could be putting in a little more effort on that end as well. Like, Pat Connaughton's got 9 badges, while DiVincenzo's got 22. You know, Grayson Allen's got 7. You know, like they they really don't put in anywhere near the effort they should be on the badges. They update them like once or twice a year. Yeah, somebody said Vucevic should have gone up more. Let me see what he did recently.
George Hill should be higher than 7-3.
Well, George Hill's been struggling a lot. All right, Vucevic over the last month, 47 from the field, 33 from 3, 90 from the line. So that's a lot better than what he was doing before. 17 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. Only a steal and a block per game. I'm okay with him being an 82. He's not close to the level that he was at like the last year when he averaged 23 points per game. But I don't know. Yeah, he needs to do it for more than a month to cancel out what he did the first month prior to that. So he's still only shooting 43 from the field on the season, 34 from 3. Last year he was at 48 from the field, 40 from 3. Also 84 from the line last year, only 70% this year. So definitely a lot. It's uphill battle to like restore his shooting numbers. If as long as he continues playing at this level, it'll probably trickle up to like an 84 by the end of the year, is my guess. All right, the Cavs. It's worth noting they may have updated the badges in like the last update, and I just wasn't paying attention, as I have not been really tracking some of the badges this year. But all right, 16 for Jarrett Allen, 10 for Mobley. And was that it? Looks like it. Yep, okay. Alright, over to Boston. They didn't have any changes, right? And it's also worth noting, like, so I'm only looking at the total badges changed, and it's probable, like, I'm also not checking, like, the quality of the badges. Like, I do that after the fact. Because usually they don't, usually they're not changing quality on guys unless they're changing, like, unless they're adding or reducing badges or whatever. That's how you know that, like, they adjusted their badges or whatever. But I would assume that most of these silvers for Mobley were bronzes previously. That would be my guess. So, like, even though he only has, like, a +1 to his badge total, he probably got a few upgraded as well. All right, Boston, probably no badge changes. If Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the same, I wouldn't expect anybody else to be updated. Yeah, they're all the same. A big goose egg for Romeo Langford, right? Yeah, no badges. That's part of why his rating is so low. All right, moving on to the Clippers. All right, George Hill, or not George Hill, Paul George might be out for the rest of the year. We will see. And if that's the case, they'll probably just shut down Kawhi Leonard too for the year, and not let him come back at like the end of the year. And if that's the case, I would anticipate they're probably going to tank and miss the playoffs and go for a draft pick, +2 for Marcus Morris. I guess that probably makes him a shutdown candidate as well. Or, like, they'll probably be sellers at the deadline, I think, is what the Paul George news means. They're going to be looking to move guys like Eric Bledsoe, etc., who's on an expiring contract. Maybe somebody will take a flyer on Zubac, etc. Hartenstein's been great, and he's on a minimum contract, but he goes down a point. I'm not sure why. He's been out of the lineup. Yeah, he has not played since December 18th, so 2K dropped him a point based on his last 3 games played, of which he averaged 12 points per game, 5 rebounds and 3 assists, 2 blocks, in only 22 minutes per game, shooting 71% from the field. Okay, and they dropped him a point. Just want to, again, reiterate that. Okay, sure. Reggie Jackson's still the same. Bledsoe's up a point. He's been playing better. I think he's been starting at like the 2. I gotta see. No, he's coming. Well, he started 3 games, but he's back to coming off the bench. And I think he was starting. Yeah, it looks like he was starting for Reggie Jackson, who was probably out with the protocols or something. Okay. Kennard. No change. Ibaka's a +2.
Are you gonna post the Excel file after the stream?
Yeah, not after this stream. I'm gonna do my my analysis breakdown. Probably tomorrow, as I have to work later tonight, but I'm off tomorrow, so that'll give me a chance to record that. And Serge Ibaka +2. All right, he's been playing for Hartenstein, obviously, who's been out this month. So since December 20th, Ibaka's averaging 8 points per game, 5 rebounds, 0.9 blocks. He's averaging 18 minutes per game. The most important figure, I guess, for him is shooting 54% from the field, 36% from 3. So looks like he's more or less back to normal, and he's probably going to get traded at the deadline to a contender, is my guess. Partially because the Clippers were always going to be looking to trade him for luxury tax concerns. They save a fuck ton of money by offloading him. And obviously he's just their third center when healthy. He would still play behind Hartenstein, who's been having a breakout year. Yeah, obviously they don't need him at $10 million a year when they have a player just as good at the minimum. So I would look for him to be on the move, especially with the Paul George shutdown, as the Clippers may look to offload a couple guys. Terrence Mann's probably... Listen, if I played fantasy, I would probably want Terrence Mann on my team with this Paul George news. He's down a point, but I could see him going up a couple points over the course of the year. He's probably going to get close to like 35 minutes a game or something, is my guess. Winslow up a point. Wow. I guess he's been playing a little bit more. Amir Coffey's been playing a lot, actually. He's a +4 in this update. So let me see. Yeah, he started the last 3 games, and since December 22nd, he's been
Did you
playing...
update your Excel on the last update?
I didn't.
Cause you didn't stream last update.
I did not. I had COVID for the last update, I believe, right? Is that how the passage of time works? When was the last update?
Reggie Jackson should
no, I
go
didn't have
up.
COVID yet. I was just busy with work. I was working like 6 days a week for like pretty much all of December. So yeah, I never got around to doing the update. It was kind of like a small update too. Like I did all my, technically like I did all the work for it, but I didn't broadcast it or anything like that. So like I have all of that. It'll be reviewable in my this version of the document. I just did not do a video on it. I could not find the time or energy. Amir Coffey over the since December 22nd, averaging 29 minutes per game, 51% from the field, 43% from 3, 11 points per game. Yeah, he's been solid. He's like a 3-and-D guy. So +4 for him. Obviously, big news for him. He's on a 2-way contract. You don't normally see players on 2-ways get like +4 to their overall rating. My guess is he'll probably be on a standard contract by the end of the year. He's probably someone they want to keep around moving forward. He's actually on his 3rd year on a 2-way with the team. I was a little surprised that he didn't get a standard contract this offseason, but let's see. Winnie Gabriel's back on another hardship deal. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players updated for the Clippers. Oh no, 6. 6 players updated. Okay. Memphis Grizzlies. Oh, any badge changes? Sorry. I would assume not, as they're really only looking at the top guys, and those players are injured for the Clippers. Where's Man? Yep, no changes. Okay, so let's go to Memphis. +2 badge changes for Ja Morant. All right. 41. I posted my rating edit for Ja Morant on Twitter earlier in the week. I have him up to 53 badges, so 10 more than 2K gave him. They got him at a 92 overall, which is also what I was able to get his overall rating up to. Let's see what they gave him. Gold. Yeah, this Lob City finisher is too low. This should actually be a silver, data-wise. Difficult shots is definitely they're flubbing it because he doesn't take mid-range shots at all. He's either threes or everything at the rim. Does he have teardropper? Teardropper silver. This should also be a gold. This should have been gold last year, and maybe even high. Maybe it should be Hall of Fame, given the year he's having this year. That's something that I'll crunch the numbers on at the end of the year. But for now, I would definitely have him as a gold teardropper. It's funny that like the ones that they don't update are the ones that like the ones that they did update are the ones that they're not crunching the data. There's no like actual good data for stuff like fast Twitch or stuff. They're just like, you're good, you get a gold. And the ones that you actually, if you crunch the numbers, yes, he should have a gold and teardropper. Anything that's like, I don't understand why they just didn't update this one. Just say, why would you stop there? You gave him gold and everything else. Just give him gold here too. But this is the one that he actually deserves it statistically. But anywho, this was probably a silver. Now it's a gold. Sure, whatever. I think this is one of the stupidest badges. Maybe I just don't like the name. I don't know. Volume shooter gold. Volume shooter gold is like kind of a weird one because he doesn't actually shoot jumpers that much. Like he takes like 6 threes per game, but everything else is at the rim or or floaters. So like, is he really a volume shooter? Not really. They gave him gold floor general. Yeah, a lot of these were probably silvers beforehand. I watched Ben Taylor's video on Thinking Basketball. He basically gave a 10-minute breakdown or 15-minute breakdown on Ja Morant, and bailout. Like this was the first badge that I upgraded. Morant is very good at mid-air passes. That's something that he's actively like looking to do. Obviously, somebody who like he gets into the teeth of the defense and attacks so aggressively, and like the defense has to collapse. So of course he's looking to kick out. He drives hard and then kicks out at the last second to a shooter. Absolutely, this should be higher than a bronze. And it was just like, I don't understand what they, they'll upgrade a bunch of stuff, but then like the stuff that like should be an easy gold, like, no. He gets this gold. I guarantee you this was added. These are the 2 badges that were added, I guarantee. Based on that crazy block that he had against the Lakers. Like, He went from no badge to a goal, like just off of one play. Like 2K is so guilty of like this shit like all the time. He doesn't need a gold. Like bronze, silver, like that was just one play out of the season. He doesn't do it regularly. This doesn't happen like 5 times per game. It was it was a really awesome highlight, but they're of course kind of prisoners of the moment.
Is the coolest play in the league.
Yeah. Certainly of the season. Maybe even the last couple of years. But yeah, Ja's great. He's like Russell Westbrook with good shot selection and a 3 ball. So I think that is very, very high praise, and he's only 21 years old.
You think Morant should have had same rating as Luka with the 9-3?
I guess I'll figure that out once I get to Luka. Let me see who dropped John Morant's stats. 25.1 PER, 58 true shooting on 32 usage. So he's a much better scorer than Luka this year. Luka, I think, is like 53 true shooting on like 35 usage, I want to say. 35 assist rate or assist percentage. I think Luka's still in the 40s, so that is worth noting. He's a little more heliocentric than Ja, but Ja's probably the better defensive player. Not that Ja's a good defensive player. He gets more steals and blocks, but he's actually not like a great like man defender or anything like that. And they probably get to the line at comparable rates as well. I think given the year that Ja's having, like I want to get Ja higher than a 92. It's just because he's not a great mid-range shooter. That's like kind of what holds him down. The 2K formula doesn't. It should be valuing his three ball and like driving skills, or like his whatever driving layup or whatever. Like this 84 mid-range is absolutely flubbing it. Like he is not a mid-range scorer at all.
What do you think Ya's rating should be?
Probably should have a higher ball handle rating than the 91. Most of this is fine. 99 vertical. That's an easy one. And then a couple, like I mentioned already, like a couple tweaks to badges. So maybe I can incorporate some of the changes they made.
Ja Morant
like,
needs 99 hustle.
Tweak him to a 93, but like it's hard. Like they tie. You should have a higher rating, a 3-point rating than an 83 also. And also stuff like these ratings surprisingly actually count like a decent chunk even for like point guards. So like I would just do stuff like boost these both to like a 40. You know, a little bit goes a long way when you're just trying to get that +1. You know, you're not. It doesn't matter if you're a 92.9. You know, you need that little extra push to get you to the. You know, if it was measuring like 92.5, 92.7, etc.
Ja is definitely the 2K23 cover.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good guess. If I was a betting man, I would take that bet. All right, so let's focus on the rest of the Grizzlies. And what's his archetype? Offensive threat from slashing playmaker. All right, so that makes sense. That's probably based on I have his mid-range rating a lot lower, so that's why he doesn't show up for that as that for me. I have him as a two-way inside-out playmaker. Let's do the rest of the team. I see Desmond Bane went up.
Hello, really like your work.
Thank you. All right, Desmond Bane's a +2. He's been killing it this year. And what was he drafted? 30th. He was drafted 30th last year. A lot of teams kicking themselves for passing on Desmond Bane, who was, I believe, a 4-year player. And, you know, the knock on him was because he's already, like, developed. You know, he didn't have a ton of upside, but I think he was better. You know, his floor was a lot higher than a lot of players' ceilings, as it turned out. Like, I would have been ecstatic if the Knicks took him instead of Emmanuel Quickley.
Do you also keep track of players' face scan updates?
The Jazz took...
Cause Desmond Bane's face looks nice.
The Jazz took Udoka Azubuike, who's played 97 minutes in his career. The Raptors took Malachi Flynn, who's barely played. The Wolves took Jaden McDaniels, who's 33% from 3. Malachi Flynn's 31% from 3. Desmond Bane's 43% from 3 for his career. And 47% from the field. The Wolves took Leandro Bolmaro at 23rd. and he did not play at all this year, and he's been absolutely dreadful in the games that he's played this year. He's only played 184 minutes, so the Wolves had 2 shots at Bane, and they did not take either one. I think they'd be in a pretty good spot if they had him next to Anthony Edwards. Denver took Zeke Najee. And, OKC took fucking Pokusevsky 17th. But I guess Desmond Bane doesn't help them lose games. He would actually be helping them win games. And obviously they want to take the youngest guys possible because they're in like crazy, like Hinkie-esque Sixers rebuild mode. Yeah, and obviously Phoenix took like Jalen Smith, who's been a bust. Pistons took Killian Hayes, but I'm not going to fault like the lottery teams for, the lottery teams are going to take the guys and, target.
Thank God Desmond Bane didn't go to the Knicks.
But like Bane should have been higher than 30th. He should have been in the top 20. I think is pretty reasonable. My live froze. Nope. Okay, we're still going. I just stopped doing stuff. Okay. All right, let me close a million windows that I opened on my computer. All right, Desmond Bane +2. Oh yeah, the Grizzlies are like a top 4 team in the West, so like absolutely their ratings should be going up. Of course, I say that Jaren Jackson Jr.
Not on my end.
Steven Adams a point. Tyus Jones, no change. Melton, no change. He should be back to starting now that Dylan Brooks is hurt again. Brooks, no change. Anderson. Tillman, nope. No injury for Zaire Williams. Did he come back? Because he's been out for like a month. Yes, he's been back for the last 5 games. And he actually had a season high 17 points in the last one. Okay, so I gotta update my game.
You think Grizzlies can make a deep run in the playoffs?
What the hell did I just do? Yeah, why not? They might have the best player. If John Morant could be the best player in a playoff series, and who's the 5th seed in the West? Dallas? Yeah, John Morant could absolutely go, head to head with Luka Doncic, I think. Or actually, I'm sorry, Memphis is 3rd in the East, in the West now. Utah's 4th. So who would they match up with? Denver, who doesn't have. Denver has like the worst backcourt in the NBA right now. So yes, John Morant absolutely could win a playoff series against Denver. And if anything, they have Steven Adams to match up with Jokic if the series went that way. Obviously, Jamal Murray is possibly going to be coming back this year. I don't know if he's going to be 100% or anything like that, but that would be an interesting wrinkle in a matchup like that because obviously the Nuggets are a much better team with Jamal Murray rather than like the ghost of Austin Rivers and Facu Campazzo. And yeah, I mean the Clippers and Lakers have been awful. The Clippers are like about to tank out of the playoffs because they're 500 and like somehow, even though half their team is there or half their irrelevant players are out, and the Lakers has just been ass. I would imagine that. Listen, if the Suns could dunk on the Lakers last year, then like the Lakers with fucking Russell Westbrook, absolutely could lose a playoff series to a good Grizzlies team. And the Wolves will probably be a playoff team also. I imagine the Wolves are probably going to take the Clippers
I
spot.
think Grizzlies will be a 5 seed by the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looks like the top 4 in the West is already like pretty much decided, and they're just going to be jockeying for seeding. It's going to be between probably the Grizzlies and Jazz for like 3 and 4. Probably going to be facing off between Dallas and Denver is my guess. I don't expect the standings to change too much unless the Lakers make like a push, given like once they after the deadline, depending on what these teams do. But yeah, interesting. Good question. Good question. As far as the rest of the team, no changes, right? So 4 player rating updates, if I got that correct. Let me see Brandon Clark. Oh no, Brandon Clark is up 2. Okay. All right, so let me say Killian Tilly. He's been playing pretty well, right? He earned a standard contract with the team. But yeah, no update for him. He's a 69, and what has he done? He's been playing a lot. Since the last update, he is... okay, never mind. Shooting 30% from the field, 29% from 3, playing 16 minutes per game. So he's been playing a lot. He just hasn't played particularly well. All right, so fine. That is fine. Leave him in the dumpster. Let's go to the Atlanta Hawks. All right, +1 for Trae Young. That is well deserved. He is statistically the best point guard in basketball, I believe. It's him and John Morant, no question. 25 PER for Trae Young, 58 true shooting on a ridiculous 35 usage, which I think is probably top 2 in the NBA. Yep, it is second in the NBA. Who's first? Usage. Luka is first with 36. Okay, so the top usage guys in the NBA: Luka 36, Trae 35, Joel Embiid 35, Giannis 35, George 34.
Does next gen and current gen have the same roster update?
Mitchell and Curry 33, Joker 32, Tatum, Morant 32, Beal 32. Booker, Durant, DeRozan, Brown, LeBron, 31. And then Levine, Hero, Lillard, and Brandon Ingram at 30. Okay. But yeah, that's part of the problem with the Hawks is that Trae Young probably has been taking just too many shots. Needs to get John Collins a little more involved in the offense. John Collins is shooting like a career high percentage from the field, but has the lowest usage rate of his career. And anytime you see a split like that, it just means that he should be he should be more involved in the offense, taking more difficult shots. It shouldn't just be Trae Young hero ball. But they also need somebody to play a little more defense on this team. They're like the second worst defensive team in the NBA. Clint Capella goes up. He's been part of the problem defensively, if anything, as he was their anchor last year, but has not been nearly as effective this year. Danilo Gallinari goes up. He's also been part of the problem defensively, and he'll probably be someone who gets traded at the deadline as a result of that. Cam Reddish, he gets a +1. He'll probably be attached to Gallo in any deal, is my guess. But 4 players go up on the Hawks so far. Have they been winning games? No, they have not been winning games. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are 3-8 in their last 11 games. Sorry, 3-9 in their last 12 games. Yeah. That's and
John will lock down Trae Young or Morant.
That is a lot of Delon Wright's up. Okay.
I think Trae Young can have same rating with Morant, but Hawks are a 1-2 seed on the East.
Why are all these guys going up? Did anybody go down? All right, Bogdan Bogdanovic went down. He's down a point. Same rating as Kevin Porter. Interesting. Dieng is up a point. Okay. Okay. Okongwu up a point. What the fuck is going on? Lou Williams down a point. He's gone down a point in each of the last 3 updates. Ooh-wee. I'm a little thrown by this. 1 second. Where's TLC? TLC's been starting. He's the one guy who should have gone up, and of course he did not go up. Skylar Mays went up too. He's been playing pretty well. with given the whole COVID stuff. He's on a two-way, like he should be on a standard contract too. He's one of the better two-way guys, shooting 53% from the field on the year. Since the last update, he shot 50%. Yeah, 6 points per game in 17 minutes. He had a 14.11 rebound game. That's interesting. I didn't think he was that good of a rebounder. But actually, no, never mind. Yeah, he was a pretty solid rebounder in college. Let me get to that question. John will lock down Trae Young or Ja Morant. Who's John? Will lock down Trae Young. Which point guard is John in the... I'm not losing my mind, right? There are no point guards named John in the NBA. Oh, John Wall? Well, yeah. There's John Wall. Okay, sure. John Collins. Then a bunch of Johnsons. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm confused by that. Like, am I going to lock them down? I don't know. All right, Hawks had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players go up, or 8 players with that went up in rating, 1 that went down in rating. But a season high number of changes for the Hawks, 9. The last update they had only 3 players change in rating, so they made some movement over the last month. All right, Miami Heat. Oh, and I guess let me check their badges for the Hawks. Does not appear to be any changes. Nope, we still have Lou Williams with 30. All right, Miami.
Cam Reddish just got traded to the Knicks.
What? Don't tease me with actual NBA news. Dame Lillard has surgery, will be reevaluated in 5 to 6 weeks. That's the most recent on Hoop Rumors. I see the Knicks are trending. Oh my God, what's going on? Oh, Waj. Okay. The Atlanta Hawks are trading forward Cam Reddish to the New York Knicks for a deal that includes a protected 2022 first-round pick via Charlotte. Protected via Charlotte. Okay, so that's not going to convey this year, because Charlotte is going to make the playoffs, right? Charlotte... Yeah, they're in 7th, 23 and 19. And unless, like, they could fall out.
No way.
Washington, Boston, New York are all, like, 3 games behind. Atlanta, in theory, could make a run too. Okay. So that pick is probably for 2023. Or I guess it depends on the protections on the pick. It's not necessarily clear that it's lottery protected or whatever. Knicks also acquire Solomon Hill and a 2025 second round pick via Brooklyn. So basically 2025, that could be a bad one or a good one. So Cam Reddish for a first rounder is basically what it is. And Solomon Hill's out for the year. Ooh, New York is including Kevin Knox in the trade to Atlanta. Hey, thank God. All right. Good for Kevin Knox, because he really hasn't gotten any opportunity with the Knicks under Thibs at all. Like, Thibs more or less killed his career. Not that he was great in his first 2 seasons, but he went from, like, playing a shit ton to not playing at all for the last 2 years. So let me update my roster. And if you are curious about... that is the title of my roster. RibsK Rosters -YouTube. Somewhere in the top 5 of downloads.
I felt like Cam was picking himself up the last games. I
Yeah.
watched him a bit.
You watched him a bit. Is it going to be a subsequent comment? Oh, okay, it is. Haha. Okay. Yeah, like here's the thing: is like the Hawks are not winning, and Cam Reddish has 2 years left on his contract, or one and a half years, right? So he's extension eligible at the end of the year, and they already have a bunch of players locked up in Bogdanovich, Huerter, and DeAndre Hunter. So even though he was like they were never going to be able to find consistent minutes for him, and I think it's worth getting the first round pick because then you have 4 years of team control on somebody else. They don't really need a wing per se, even though they're currently starting like TLC right now. But I mean, I think they did good here, and like Kevin Knox has like a little bit of sleeper potential. I'm not sure how much money they save. I guess let's find out. They probably Cam and Knox probably. I think Knox makes more than Reddish because he was a higher pick. So between the two of them, probably equal money. All right, trade. And it's a decent pickup for the Knicks. I am not super high on RJ Barrett at all. If anything, maybe RJ Barrett starts at the 2 and Cam Reddish starts at the 3, and like Evan Fournier just like kicks rocks because he's not really fit the system in New York. Let's do that. And do they have how many guys do they have under contract? They have an open roster spot. They do. All right, so they can absorb Solomon Hill. Assign. And of course, I need to reapply the injury because you can't trade injured players in 2K, even though obviously an injured player just got traded in real life. He is out for the year. They'll probably waive him as my guess to open up the roster spot. But you can't release players either when they're fucking injured, so I'm sure that I will have to take off that injury again in order to do the thing. But let's adjust. Yeah, actually, kind of a weird fit. Yeah. I think this is a precursor to more moves because Alec Burks is the backup 3 on this team. And obviously they're not happy with the starting backcourt this year. But yeah, I think we could end up seeing like Fournier moved. That would be my gut impulse, and then see Burks as the backup 2 and Barrett as the starting 2. Or I guess Burks is like Reddish is the starting 3, and Burks is the backup 3, with Quickly as the backup 2. Okay. And then whatever they get back for Fournier. Assuming they can find something. I don't know. Alright, interesting. And then for the Hawks, I mean, they're starting TLC right now, so in theory,
Your mic got lost? Or are you not talking? Possible.
Alrighty. Can you guys hear me? Or can I hear myself?
Your mic is fine now.
Yep. All right, I'm back. All right. Weird. I guess when things went fritzy, it disconnected the mic. That might have been what went fritzy to begin with. All right, cool. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Well, that's annoying if we missed half of my analysis on like the fucking Trae Young trade or the Cam Reddish trade, whatever. But all right, so for the Heat, +3 for Strus, +2 for Caleb Martin, +4 for Yurt 7, and then +1 for KZ Okpala. Pretty straightforward for the team. Obviously, if you can tell from those players going up in rating, the Heat have been racked by COVID absences and injuries. Yurt 7. Yurt has he's been really playing well. Has started the last 8 games. What's his name? Dwayne Dedman has been out with injury. So Yurt has averaged 12 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists in 32 minutes per game, shooting 48% from the field, 50% from the line. He's just 1 for 2, but all the same. And then 63 from the line. He's got 6 double-doubles in those 8 games. So, yeah, easily the best third-string center in the NBA, with apologies to, like, Boban Marjanovic. And, yeah, he's entered the year as a 72 overall and was a 73 in the last update, so clearly needed to go up quite a bit. And he's tied now with Dedman and PJ Tucker in rating, but, this has been a problem all year for 2K. Duncan Robinson being only a 75 was kind of, like, comical, given that he's the same rating as fucking Gabe Vincent, but I digress. And now he's lower rated than Max Strus and Caleb Martin, and yes, I understand that these guys have probably been playing well, and, like, Robinson has struggled a lot this year, but, come on. For Strus, 42% from 3 this year. And for Caleb Martin, 51% from the field, 37% from 3. I'm just saying, like, Duncan Robinson has been playing better of late. Didn't get changed at all. Duncan Robinson, 49% from the field, 47% from 3 in 3 games this month. Prior in December, he was at 41% from the field and 38% from 3, which wasn't great by his usual standards, but that was a lot better than 36% and 33% from 3 that he shot from October through November. He has not changed in rating at all since he dropped in November. So he's been playing a lot better over the last 2 months, and his rating has not gone up, and he's the starting 2-guard. And they elevated the ratings of the 2 backups behind him, but not of the starter. So that's my only quibble with the team. I'm okay with Struss and Martin going up in rating, but I would have also taken Duncan Robinson up at least to like a 77 or something like that. All right, let's go to the Charlotte Hornets. Actually, let's check the badges for this team real quick. I doubt there are any changes. Maybe there are for like the young guys. Hold on. Yeah, Kyle Lowry still has 50 badges, which is fucking insane. 50 badges for Kyle Lowry, and John Morant has 43 he just went up to. So, maybe, you know, maybe there's a little more work that could be done for John Morant. I'm just saying. Looks like Struss got 6 more badges. Wow, so he's got as many as Grayson Allen now. Oh boy. And of course, no badge update for Martin. No badge update for Gabe Vincent. And they took 4 badges away from Duncan Robinson. Okay, sure. This is the first player we've seen lose badges this year. PG Tucker, a +1 to his badges? Okay, sure. They're trying, guys. They're trying. Are they trying? Are they trying? And 0 for year 7. Yeah. No rebounding badges, nothing. You know, they couldn't be bought. You know, maybe next month. Anyway, all right. Charlotte Hornets. All right. Looks like LaMelo drops a point. Bridges up a point. Rozier up a point. Washington up a point. Jalen McDaniels up 2 points. Nick Richards up 2 points. Okay. Nick Richards now has a higher rating than Duncan Robinson. Okay. Noted. I think that's it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 players go up in, or 7 rating changes, 6 up, 1 down for the Hornets.
I like the new face scan of Kolboka.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Anybody worth digging into? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see Nick Richards. His rating, or why he needed to go up. He didn't play in 4 out of the last 5 games, but you know, 76. All right, since December 13th, he's played 9 games, 8.5 minutes per game, 4.6 points per game, 2 rebounds, 67% from the field on 2.5 shots per game. And he went up 2 points to now be rated higher than Duncan Robinson. Okay. Sure. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Check some badge counts. 41. Still 14 for Miles Bridges. 27 for Rozier. 16 for Gordon Hayward. Yeah, no changes here. Clearly. 1 for Jalen Like, oh god, I can't. All right, next. All right, Rudy Gobert with fucking 20 badges, of course. No rating change for him. Let me just copy. Donovan Mitchell, no rating change. Okay. Bogdanovich is up a point. Rudy Gay is down a point. Joe Ingles is down 2 points. Joe Ingles now is on par with Nick Richards of the Charlotte Hornets, of course. Like, nine minutes per game.
With LaMelo going down to an 8-6, it makes him tied with Garland and Shrew. Will you choose to make the All-Star team?
Who will you choose to make the All-Star team? I would take LaMelo over Garland for sure. And I would probably take him over Drew, but not by much. I think they're basically in the same tier. I give LaMelo credit for the Hornets, for being like the Hornets' first star versus like Drew being the Bucks' second star, if that makes sense. LaMelo's the best player on a playoff team. Garland is arguably not the best player on his own team. The Cavs are interesting because they have such like, you could argue that the best player is either Garland or Jarrett Allen or even like Evan Mobley. They kind of have, and like Kevin Love also isn't, like, talent wise. Kevin Love's probably the best player on the team, but doesn't play the most minutes given his role. Like, they are...
What about Fred VanVleet?
They're solid across the board. Fred VanVleet, I would also take over Garland, but not over Drew Holiday. But, well, like, yeah, the Raptors have, like, a slightly worse record than the Hornets. I think the Raptors have been winning more of late, right? So, like, maybe I need to update my... I didn't consider VanVleet part of the All-Star conversation previously because the Raptors weren't winning, but now that they started winning, I may need to adjust my assessment of that. But, like, I think LaMelo, Drew, and VanVleet are kind of all in the same conversation, and Garland, while he's had a good year, is just a slight notch below them. With that said, I could totally see the coaches like taking Garland, you know, because they'll care more about, like, the Cavs have a better record. You know, it's just like individually Garland hasn't been better than those guys. He still has limitations as a player. He's not like a great finisher at the rim or anything. And he's like a non-impact defensive player, and probably will be for most of his career. Whereas, like, a guy like Fred VanVleet, I would argue at least puts a lot more effort out there than Garland does defensively. Garland's obviously a lot younger. He still has some learning to do, how to use his body better, etc. But yeah, oh god, Joe Ingles at 76. House went down a point. Okay, House sucks now anyway, but he's somebody who might sign a standard contract with the team when it's all said and done. Azubuike has been out. I didn't realize he was on the Jazz. Okay, cute. Obviously another hardship deal. 1, 2. Only 3 players with rating changes on the Jazz? 1 up Bogdanovich, and then 2 down. Assuming I'm... Oh, no, and then Daniel House also went down, that's right. I don't necessarily...
You think Garland is same tier with D'Angelo Russell?
I would take... I would take Garland over Russell. Obviously, Russell's in a different conference, so that is kind of a different conversation, I guess. D'Lo's been much better defensively this year than he has been the last couple of years. But offensively, he hasn't been like very efficient either. Whereas like normally he's a little bit better offensively, so it's kind of like the things he's kind of had like an inverted year. He's usually an okay offensive player and like shit defense, and now he's been great defensively and like shit offensively. If that makes sense. All right, 4 players updated for the Jazz. I assume no badge changes because it's Utah and like 2K doesn't give a shit about Utah. Yeah, 55 badges for Mitchell, 20 for Gobert, 33 Conley. Yeah, nothing here. Oh wait, oops, I found another rating. Royce O'Neal went down a point. Royce O'Neal is now Nick Richards tier. This is fucking pathetic. I don't like. Ugh. All right, and I'm gonna check and see that the Jazz have been won 10 games in a row. They lost the last 4 in a row, but prior to that, they were obviously playing very well. I mean, they've been without Rudy Gobert, which is why they've been losing. But all right. Let's go to Sacramento, who beat the Lakers the other night. Let's see this shit. The Kings only had 3... The Kings have barely been touched this year. In the last 3 ratings updates, they've only had 3 players adjusted each time. So they probably have a lot of work that needs to be done. And let's see if anything changed. Halliburton's a +1. Harrison Barnes is somehow a -1. And they finally fixed his position. Okay. Rashawn Holmes a -1. Buddy Hield a -1. All right, so they've been putting in work on the Kings. Tristan Thompson's a -1. All right, they're just dropping everybody. Marvin Bagley's a -2. Wow. Me Too is a +3. He had been starting. Now I think he's the backup for Bagley. Mitchell's down 2. Good, because he sucks offensively. Alex Len up a point. All right, so they basically updated the entire team. 2K did something right finally. Whether or not the updates make sense is going to be another question, but at least they're trying. All right, so Halliburton and Me Too are the only guys that go up. Oh, and Alex Len, right? All right, 3 guys up, and then 1...
Are you surprised of Wiggins being top 4 in the Western Front Court All-Star voting?
6. No, because Warriors fans are homers, and they make up a lot of the voting base. So, Wiggins has as many votes as Klay Thompson, who hasn't played at all. I don't really care about the fan vote. Especially now that the fan vote only counts for half now, right? The players also get a say in it, and I think the media also it's 25%. It's 50% fans, 25% players, 25% media vote, I think, to determine the starters. That way, because otherwise the fans will fuck things up and vote Taco Fallen. Much like the internet, how Russia was able to sabotage the United States for 4 years by getting Trump elected. There are people out there who will sabotage the NBA and get fucking Taco Fall elected to the All-Star game. You know, so they had to put control measures in to prevent shit like that. But I just don't care about what the fan vote is now because it's like a fake vote due to like all the internet, like, you know, part of the problem with making like voting easy is it's easy.
Where
to
do you think Taco Fall will sign?
Bullshit. In China, with the Shaanxi Ducks or whatever their name is. You know, whichever team needs a counter to Hamad Haddadi, Taco Fall will be great in that league. All right, let's get back to the Kings real quick. They are 17-27, 11th in the NBA. They had lost 5 in a row prior to beating the Lakers. 11-16 under Alvin Gentry after 6-11 under Luke Walton.
Wait.
Basically the same team. Any badge changes for this squad? Probably not, right? Yeah, of course. It does. 7 badges for fucking Harrison Barnes. Like, that's only been a problem for, like, the last 3 years. Alright. Yeah, another garbage update. Yeah, Harrison Barnes has as many badges as fucking Terrence Davis. Okay, sure.
I think I'm distracting you with this update. I think I'm gonna be quiet now.
Yeah, I enjoy the banter or whatever. Yeah, this is fun for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 9 players updated for the Kings, totaling the number of player updates that they had over the last 2 months. And that's like good and also bad. But no badged updates either, even though they have a player that is desperately in need of one. Like, Barnes should be the best rated player on the team, but isn't because you could squeeze out 3 overall points just from adjusting his badges. Like, yeah, that his finishing has been the most his biggest improvement this year. He's getting to the line at a career high rate after barely getting to the line the last couple of years. He's also shooting 43% from 3, and has 2 fucking shooting badges. So there's also that. This company's so bad. Like, however, this season confirmed it for me. I've defended their roster team for a couple of years because the rosters are a lot better than they've been the last couple of years. But like, things are getting worse, are actively getting worse, like each year, and like it's getting to a point where like you could tell that whatever system that they have set up, like it's not working and it needs some sort of adjustment because the way that they're going through and it's just spiraling. All right, what's the next team? The Knicks. All right. Julius Randle down a point. Hold on, let me just make sure I didn't fuck things up. Yeah, all right. Julius Randle's down a point. Obviously, he's been struggling a lot of late, kind of going back and forth with the fans in the media. Mitchell Robinson +2, I wasn't anticipating, but I also haven't seen a Knicks game in like 2 months, I want to say. I kind of abandoned watching the team, I think, as soon as like Kemba Walker stopped starting. I was like, oh, okay, Thibs is back to his usual like shit show. Evan Fournier's up a point. Kemba Walker's up 2 points. Quickly, same rating. Toppin's down a point. Oh, Kevin Knox is up 2 points just in time for the for his trade to the Hawks. Quentin Grimes down a point. Miles McBride up a point. Okay. All right. So I guess I missed the tail end of the Kevin Knox era. Did he play at all? What the fuck is with the 2K? Like, oh my god. Oh my god. All right. So since December 13th, the last roster update, Kevin Knox played 6 games. He played 10 minutes per game. He shot 39% from the field, 33% from 3. Averaged 4 points per game, and he went up 2 points. They're just making up numbers. All right. Which I'm okay. Listen, if you want to fluctuate, if you want to raise guys like Kevin Knox, great. It's like just pay attention to the rest of the team. Like if Kevin Knox is going up 2 points based on like barely playing, what did he play? 60 minutes in a month? Then everybody else should have some type of movement too. Why are you like, ugh? Let me see Mitchell Robinson, because I haven't paid attention to him at all. He was supposed to be the backup center, but like Nerlens Noel can't stay healthy. Surprise, surprise. Okay, in Mitchell's last 4 games, he's missed 1 shot, shooting 96% from the field. Okay, that's not the worst. Since December 13th, he's shooting 85% from the field, 43% from the line, so he does have a weakness. And obviously, like here's the tricky part is like he's shooting 85% from the field, but he's only taking 5 shots per game in 26 minutes per game. So he's only shooting 10 points per game. Like he's shooting 85% from the field on dunks and like dunks only. So like they're like what can you really read into with that? He's averaging 8 points per game on the year, which is basically what he averaged last year. He's pretty much the same player that he was from the last 2 years. He's getting to the line more than he did last year. Last year he was a little banged up. Like yeah, I guess like I just I'm not buying him as an 82. Like Steven Adams is an 82. I can get behind that because he has a little more of an offensive game than just like being a fucking dunker. I'm not like there. I know Julius Randle's been struggling, but like I can't put him and Mitchell Robinson in like the same tier. And I know I can't. I'm like the world's biggest fucking RJ Barrett hater, but like I can't really put him in the same conversation either. And yeah, I just want to know what other team would like Mitchell Robinson be starting for? I don't know. But maybe this is just my impassioned plea because I'm like a Knicks fan and I hate everything that this franchise does for like the last since 2003-ish, I want to say. Damn. For 20 years, I've pretty much hated every move most of the moves that this franchise has made. Dang, I'm getting old. All right, Lakers. 65 badges for LeBron. No rating change though. Oh, were there? I'm sure there were no rating changes or badge changes for the Knicks, right? 41, 23, 10, 43, 30, blah blah blah. Yeah, Kemba Walker's got as many badges as John Morant. Sure. All right, let's move on to the Lakers. Ooh, Russell Westbrook bottoming out. I love to see it. 81. Although I just harped on fucking Mitchell. Mitchell Robinson is now a better player in 2K than Russell Westbrook. Okay. Sure. Carmelo Anthony 80. This fucking Dwight Howard is within 3 points of Russell Westbrook. DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, they're never going to change these ratings for these clowns. Malik Monk +2. That's reasonable. He's been playing very well. He's +3 over the last 6 weeks. Kendrick Nunn still has not played for this team.
I read that Ball's trade to Detroit has been voided cause he didn't pass the medical tests.
Oh
WTF.
God. Oh my God. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, he's only played 328 minutes in his career, 81 minutes this year. And he had, medical red flags in college. So, I mean, it's not the most surprising thing in the world that he wouldn't pass his physical. Oh, God. I was told... So, all right, I went to Twitter. I was told THT for Cam was comical, but then you find out that Cam got traded for a protected first and a pack of hot dogs. This likely means the Lakers are saving THT for guys like Jeremy Grant. Bro, if you think that THT is getting back anything besides a pack of hot dogs, I don't know what to tell you. All right, let me look for the Bol news. Yeah, breaking. The Bol trade is off. Trade's been voided. Bol didn't pass physical. Alright, so I guess we gotta switch Rodney Magruder back. It's disappointing, I guess, for both Bol and the Pistons, I guess. Because obviously he's been blocked by Jokic. But now if that kills his trade value now, because if he couldn't pass his physical, that means something's up. Let's finish off the Lakers. THT went down a point. Avery Bradley went up a point. About time. It only took the entire season for him to get up 1 fucking point as the starting shooting guard. Trevor Ariza is down a point. Reeves finally got boosted again. He got a +2 in the first week of the season, and then has been sitting at a 70 for the entire year. He's now a 73. It's solid because he's been playing above Kent Bazemore in the rotation. No change for Stanley Johnson. Oh, right. Sekou Doumbouya signed a 2-way. That's right. I forgot about that. That was last night, right? Sekou. All right. I got to make a couple more roster moves. Dang it. All right. Let's hop out. Off to the real roster. Alright, so cut J Huff. Orlando. Well, I guess I'll check the Lakers badges and then off to the next team, which would be the Orlando Magic. Where is Cam Reddish? Come on, 2K. Badges, 52, 22, 14. Yeah, I anticipate no changes. Yep, next. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Reeves was up 1. All right, so for the Lakers, 1, 2, 3, 6 players, rating changes, 3 up, 3 down.
Carmelo should go down.
Probably, yeah. He's one of the more overrated guys. He's playing 27 minutes per game, actually. Like, his rating's fine. 13 points per game, 43 from the field, 39 from 3. Yeah, I don't have a problem with his rating. Like, the guys who need to go down, Dwight Howard needs to go down. DeAndre Jordan needs to go down. Other than that, like, the team is basically LeBron only right now. All right, Orlando Magic. They've only had 5 players updated in the last 6 weeks. So, let's see.
Gary Harris should be an 8-0.
Oh yeah, Gary Harris went back to his usual self after being pretty bad start the year. Cole Anthony's down a point. Franz Wagner's up a point. Wagner, I understand. He's been, I think he was Rookie of the Month for December, if I'm not mistaken. I guess Cole Anthony maybe tail off a little bit. That wouldn't surprise me. Ross, up a point? Sure, I guess. +1 for Gary Harris? It's not great. I guess they're probably penalizing him for his heinous start. But, I mean, he's shooting 45 from the field on the year, 37 from 3. As a starter, yeah, night and day splits as a starter versus off the bench. 10 games as a backup behind Jalen Suggs. He was shooting 37 from the field, 16% from 3, 21 minutes per game, 4.7 points per game. So he was playing like ass, 40 true shooting on 15 usage. And since then, as a starter, he's had 60 true shooting on 18 usage, 33 minutes per game, 15 points per game, 46 from the field, 39 from 3, 85 from the line. So that's a solid trade candidate, or maybe buyout candidate. I don't know if he's super tradable at 18 million or 20 million a year now. Yeah, it's going to be hard to find a match. So I can see him hitting the buyout market, possibly, and like joining a contender. Certainly should have a higher rating than a 75 based on his what he's been doing as a starter. That should be pretty clear. O'Cake is up 2 points. RJ Hampton is down 1 point. Mo Wagner finally went up. +3 for him to 73. And that's it. Alright, so for 7 players with updates for the Magic, that is ties for their season high in rating updates. They run a pretty thin rotation.
Keep it up the good work.
Like, they only play like 10 guys at most. So basically 7 out of their top 9 guys got rating updates. I'm not going to complain too much about that. Let's go to, well, let's briefly check their badge counts. 15, 4, yeah, there's no changes. Okay. All right, Dallas. They likewise only had 2 updates in the last 6 weeks. A season low 2 updates last month, so they're due for a lot of changes. No change for Luka. Porzingis +1. He's probably one of the more underrated players in 2K right now. He should be on par with Domantas Sabonis at the very least, who was an 87 in the last update. We'll see what he's at when I get to him. Jalen Brunson +1. He's pretty good. Probably the best backup point guard in the NBA this year. Dwight Powell +2. No change for Hardaway. Finney Smith +1. Josh Green set his career high a couple games ago, +2. Marquise Chris, they're looking to keep long term. As Cauley Stein has been out for like personal reasons for much of the year, so I imagine that they'll probably like cut him at the deadline or offload him in a trade and then sign Chris for the year, is my guess. Bullock's really struggled, not pulling down, not earning his contract at the moment. Ntilikina drops a point. Okay. So more changes than the last month, but that's not saying a ton. 6 players updated. Okay. And I doubt any badges changed. Nope. All right. Next. Let's go to Brooklyn. They likewise had only 5 players updated in the last 6 weeks. 2K really didn't get around to these middle teams. Kyrie came back. Harden's a +1. Shouldn't have a lower rating than Kyrie, really. And I torched 2K on Twitter a couple days ago for having Harden this low when he's basically been on par with like Luka the entire year. No rating update for LaMarcus Aldridge, who's been starting the entire year and has yet to have his rating updated. No rating update either for Nicholas Claxton, he's been playing very well, and things are not looking great for the Nets so far. -1 for Patty Mills, +2 for Bembry. Brings him back to the 76 he had about a month ago. No change there. -1 for Millsap. He hasn't really been playing. James Johnson's ahead of him in the rotation, although you wouldn't know it from the 2K roster. No update there. David Duke has been playing a lot, so he gets a +5. Kessler Edwards likewise played a lot due to COVID stuff. He's a +3. All right, let's check out Edwards real quick. Edwards in 9 games, 7 points per game, 21 minutes, 43 from the field, 39 from 3. Like, it's fine. He played well in the little minutes that he got. Ditto David Duke. David Duke's played even more. 11 games, 7 starts, 221 minutes this year. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 20 minutes per game. 35 from the field, 18 from 3 though. So not as efficient, but I'm okay with like players who are playing being higher than 60s. I'm okay with him having a higher rating than fucking Jabbar Carter. I don't give a shit. As long as they're doing something. Because they didn't do much else with this team. Just to point out, Nick Claxton has the same rating as Nick Edwards. Or I'm sorry, Nick Richards. Okay. Yeah, Nick Claxton, who is averaging 9.6 rebounds, 66% from the field, 14 starts in 20 games, an 18 PER, solid shot blocker, dunker, finisher, the Nets' best defensive player for the most part. And then there's Nick Richards, who plays 9 minutes per game. But I digress. Badges. I imagine there are probably no changes.
Nick Richards is overrated in 2K.
Yes, I think I have hammered that point home succinctly. All right, Denver. No changes, no changes. -1 for Aaron Gordon. Okay, interesting. -1 for Will Barton. I hear he's been struggling. +1 for Campazzo, I guess. +3 for JaMychal Green. He's probably been playing more. So Marcus Cousins. So this is funny because he hasn't actually officially signed with the Nuggets yet. Right? I'm not talking out of my ass, right? DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, I heard you got released from the Bucks.
Yeah, he's likely going to sign with Denver, but it is not official yet. And this was reported like days ago. He's been on the team in 2K for like the last 5 days, but he's yet to sign with the team. So he's not a member of the team, but he's on the team. And it'll be hysterical if he doesn't sign with the team.
What do you think about the Cam Reddish trade?
I'm sure the chances of DeMarcus Cousins failing a physical are, extremely slim, We only had like a trade voided and shit. Like, hold your horses, 2K. Maybe wait just for the player to actually sign so he can actually
Cam Reddish got traded.
Play in games. Yeah, Cam got traded. I think it's solid. Like, I wasn't like super high on his value or anything. A first round pick for like a year of Cam Reddish before you have to pay him.
To the Knicks.
Only one badge for Bones Highland, so I know they didn't update badges for this team.
Knicks. For who?
Rodney Magruder.
If RJ isn't going to be an ISO wing scorer, maybe Cam will.
Cam got traded for a first-round pick. Like, basically, a pick that'll probably end up being, like, in the 16 to 18 range. One, two...
Bull ball trade got voided.
Yep.
No way, that's a loss for them Knicks.
What was Bones rated? Oh, Bones Highland dropped in rating, actually.
VUM, go.
Bones was a 75, now he's a 73. Okay. Interesting. So 5 rating updates on the Nuggets.
I heard it was because of the medicals.
All right, let's go to Denver, or Indiana, sorry. Oh, yeah, no badge updates, right? 46, 8, 11, yeah, all right. Like, comical badges on this team. Wait, hold on. All right, so Jokic has 46 badges. And Jamal Murray...
2K needs to make a player with the jack-of-all-trades archetype.
Jamal Murray, I think there is one. Or there might be. There's one who's on the cusp of it. But, alright, so we've got Joker with 46 badges, Murray with 41. Does anybody want to guess who has the third most badges on this team? I guess fourth most. Michael Porter has 18, right? Alright, 18. So the Nuggets top 3. Who wants to guess? Who's fourth in badges?
I feel like Ben Simmons would do good in a team like the Kings.
Who's fourth in badges on the Nuggets? DeMarcus Cousins, who's not even on the team. All right, off to Indiana.
Austin Rivers.
Close. He's got 13.
He'll go with Cousins.
All right, no change for Sabonis. Brogdon's down a point. No change for Turner. No change for LeVert.
I got to go. See you.
All right, have a good one. Lance Stevenson up 4 points. Oh, 2K is a copycat. 2K is a copycat. Although they didn't copy the badges. They have 0 badges on Lance Stevenson, and I have 26. So, yeah, they definitely need to get the ball moving on that. Lance Stevenson's a very unique player. Absolutely should have badges. That goes without saying. But most of the hardship guys, they didn't copy their badges over from... They copied their ratings over, but not their badges. I guess because there were so many badge changes, but they didn't bother to go in and redo anybody. So like guys like Joe Johnson, Lance Stevenson, etc. all had 0 badges.
Didn't Lance Stevenson score like 4-0 against the Nets? He needs badges.
Yep.
I think both Miles Turner and Harrison Barnes will get traded in the deadline.
Yep. Chris Duarte down a point. Brissett up a point. Kiefer Sykes up 5 points. Okay. Holiday? I can't even find him in my document. There he is. Yep, 73. He's been 73 all year. Jackson, 72. Goga, nope. Dwayne Washington Jr. is a +3. Okay. So 6 players go up in rating, and the most movement was by some guys at the bottom who probably got their first real action. Dwayne Washington, the last couple weeks, he started 6 games. But that's pretty much all he's done. He averaged 30 minutes per game and then shot 34% from the field, 29% from 3, en route to 12 points. So sure, I guess boost his rating, but that just tells me that like all the two-way players should just be at like in the low 70s anyway. You know, if you're gonna boost their ratings if they play minutes, irrespective of what they actually do on the court, just have them up in the low 70s.
I can't be the only one who thinks Drew Holiday is one of the most underrated players in the league.
No, he definitely is. Sykes, 9 points per game, 44 from the field, 30 from 3, 89 from the line. 8 games, 5 starts. He's a backup point guard. Or like he's no worse than the fucking Brad Wanamaker, who he took the spot of on the roster. So sure, 73. I don't have a problem with like Kiefer Sykes being 73, but you can't have Kiefer Sykes at a 73 and then have fucking Justin Holiday at a 73. Like, sure, boost his rating, but then also boost the guy getting like 28 minutes per game for like the last 3 years. Like, this is fine, but you gotta like boost other guys along with him. This is the Indiana, so I already know no badge updates. Yeah, all right. Next.
When was this update?
Today. 3 hours ago? 4 hours ago, roughly. All right, Pelicans likewise had 3 players updated in the last update. They dropped Valanciunas by 2 points. That's probably dumb. I'm going to go out on a limb. Herb Jones, 76 is good. That is smart. I have him at a 76. What is not smart is he should be
2K should have made LeBron's position a center.
Ooh. Oh, LeBron's position? No, he's power forward center. Because he won't start at center when Anthony Davis is healthy. So you can have it as a secondary position, but it definitely should not be his primary. Herb Jones should be a shooting guard, and Josh Hart should be the power forward on this team. But 2K, I don't know. They clearly aren't watching the games. They're probably just looking at like Basketball Reference, who's only sorting positions by like height and not by anything beyond that. Yeah, a quick watch of the Pelicans will show that Herb Jones is definitely playing the 2 right now. In fact, he entered the lineup.
I feel like 2K should make him a PF, but his secondary, maybe a center.
Alexander Walker's down a point. Man, the ratings on this team are ass. Where's Garrett Temple? Still 72? Yeah, they're fucking ass. Oh, God. Is that 3 rating updates for the Pelicans? 3 rating updates in the course of a fucking month? Trash. Absolute trash. Alright, I imagine that no badges were updated, of course. 30-17 to do... Yeah, 0 for Herb Jones. Okay. Next. They started off hot, and then they ran out of steam.
I don't think Herb Jones will be a star. He will just be a Gary Payton 2 type player.
Yeah, well, he's a star in his role, that means. I'm, like, doing a double take right now. Like, I'm sorry. You know, okay. I thought they dropped Jeremy Grant to a 79, but it's because he's injured. Okay. I'm looking at the top right, not the middle column. I was ready to flip the fuck out. Cunningham 79, Diallo 79. Whoa, Diallo's a big boost, +4. Sadiq Bey is a big boost, +4. Okay. I don't know about that. Maybe he's been playing better since Grant got hurt. I don't know. +2 for Saban Lee. +5 for Luka Garza. About time. Frank Jackson's the 6th man on the team. What is 72 overall? Okay, sure. But again, of course, like Killian Hayes is the starting point guard on the team. He rates lower than like everybody, except for Bol Bol. Like I'm not a Killian Hayes fan, but like 75 is fine. He should not be a starting point guard. Should not be a 71. This is stupid. All right, let's check out Diallo real quick. Any badge changes? No. All right, Garza? Nope. 0 badges for him, of course. All right, Diallo. Yeah, he's played a lot since Grant got hurt. The last 15 games, he started all of them, played 30 minutes per game, 52% from the field, 28 from the 3, 15 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. All right, yep, easy boost, easy game. Sadiq Bey, he had been struggling prior to this, but let's see what he's done since 12-13. 38 minutes per game, 43 from the field, 37 from 3, 89 from the line, 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Okay, so he is, if any, not just back to normal, but exceeding expectations at the moment, so I can totally get behind a +4 for him as well. All right.
If Garza is a 7-3, that means Hayes and Jackson need to be higher.
Well, let's see Luka Garza. He's a lot of big movement on Detroit. I'll say that at the very least. Luka Garza... in the last month, 16 minutes per game. 11
I think
games,
they upgraded Korkmaz.
3 starts, 8 points, 5 rebounds. It's okay for him to be 73, but I agree that the players who are playing heavier minutes should be higher than a 73. You know, Josh Jackson, yes, should be higher than a 73. Frank Jackson should be higher than a 72. Corey Joseph should probably be higher than a 74. Frank Jackson averaging 11 points per game in 23 minutes. I mean, the shooting numbers aren't great, but like again, like 23 minutes per game for Frank Jackson at a 72, and we've seen Dwayne Washington get a boost to 71, Kiefer Sykes get a boost to 73. David Duke and Kessler Edwards get boosts pretty much for just existing, for playing minutes. And Frank Jackson has been doing this the entire year, so I don't know. Killian Hayes ditto. Like, Killian Hayes is like... yes, I understand he sucks, but he's not fucking David Duke. He's playing 26 minutes per game. He's a solid passer and defensive player. He can't shoot for shit, but he does other things well. There's still 10 more teams to go before I get an aneurysm.
This update is today. Killian Hayes needs to be a 7-4 or 7-5 if those players that played due to protocols are getting upgraded. LOL, Killian Hayes is bad but not that bad.
Yeah,
Can we see Devin Booker and the Suns, please?
Oh, hold on. Trey Lyles +1. Alright, sorry. So 4 players went up in this update for the Pistons. Alright. Suns are coming soon. It was like 4 more teams. Alright, Toronto Raptors. They had 2 players updated in the previous update. And it's likewise a common theme. 2K did not do very much last month. So let's see what changes they got for the Raptors, who've been playing much better of late. So Fred VanVleet gets a +3. He's a borderline all-star. This ties
VanVleet is 886.
Garland and Holiday, which is fine. +1 for Siakam, which is fine. -1 for Anunoby. Scotty Barnes, no change. And he's the one player that somebody said there should be a jack of all trades archetype. If you tweak something on Harrison Barnes, I think if you boost his pass rating to what it's supposed to be at, I think he becomes a jack of all trades. At least that's what happened when I was editing him like a week ago or so ago. Gary Trent Jr. -2. Okay. I disagree. Boucher +1.
No way, Barnes is 8-2 and VanVleet is 8-6.
What was that?
They do not watch the games.
I mean, they play different positions, but yeah, the part of the problem, the only reason Barnes is an 80, Barnes isn't even an 82. Barnes is a fucking 80. If we're talking about Harrison Barnes. Oh, you mean Scotty Barnes? Never mind. I mean, yeah, like, well, Harrison Barnes being an 80 and VanVleet being 86.
A.T. Barnes injured, VanVleet been hooping.
VanVleet deserves his rating. Barnes is kind of what he is. He's not a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, but before that he was really good.
Yeah, listen, like, I wouldn't rate him over Evan Mobley. Statistically, Van Vliet is definitely better than
Maybe
Barnes,
8-3.
for sure. Yeah, or Van Vliet's like borderline all-star right now. And
Yeah, I do agree with that though, but it is 2K we re-talking about.
Watanabe, no change. Svi,
He's a willing shooter, which is all they need out of him out there. I think they think he's a point forward.
Benton -1? Ugh.
Evan Mobley is better than Barnes. I think Anunoby needs to be higher than Barnes, but I haven't watched Raptors games lately, so I don't know.
A +2 for Champagne. Alright, boop, boop.
Van Vliet is arguably the best Raptors player.
Do. 4, 5, 6, 7 rating updates for the Raptors. This update that matches their season high. And oh no, I'm sorry. 8.
For sure, Anunoby is better than Barnes.
8 updates for the Raptors, which is their season high then. Okay. So lots of work done on them. Who's better than Barnes? For sure, Anunoby is better than Barnes. Probably. Yeah, they're kind of about in the same range. I would value Anunoby a little higher, given the position he plays. 3s are a little harder to come by than 4s. All right, Houston. Oh, right. Let me check badges. Same. Yeah, all right. If they didn't touch Barnes, then they didn't touch anybody. All right, next. Rockets. They are imploding again.
Can you look at the Clippers?
I already did the Clippers. You should be able to backtrack, if anything, to that segment, right? It allows you to do that, right? Like you can, or maybe it doesn't, because this is being a live stream. Once I publish the video, or once I end the stream, you'll be able to backtrack and check this stuff out. Or you might be able to. I don't know. I most of my streaming I do on Twitch, or I watch on Twitch. I don't actually watch YouTube streams. I just stream on YouTube because I prefer it to Twitch, because I think I have a bigger audience here than I do on Twitch. Oh yeah, because
are you gonna check free agents after?
Somehow I had a Twitch account like 8 years ago for like Real 2K Insider is banned on Twitch.
Oh,
for like I think somebody like hacked my account and was like doing like spam, just like the whatever spam shit, because I like my Twitch account from like 8 years ago was banned, so I had to make a new one, which is not the same name. So that was part of why I didn't start streaming on Twitch again. All right, Rockets, 83 for Christian Wood. Same. +1 for Tate.
Have you emailed Twitch?
No, I didn't bother to. I don't care to.
What do you play on 2K?
I don't play anything. I do the rosters. Like, this is time consuming enough for me. And I don't enjoy any of the... I haven't played the game in 5 years, which maybe sounds a little strange given that like I'm a content creator for the game, but I'm just not into the gameplay anymore. It's catering to a different audience.
You can change your name once you make a new account. Twitch lets you change your username whenever you want.
Well, I can't change it to one that was like previously banned, I think is the issue. Like, I would basically have to email them, like, and say, hey, whatever happened on my account wasn't me. Clearly I was hacked. I don't even know what I did. Like, I never got a notification. It just, like, I logged into it X years later, and I don't know. But it's okay. I'm here now on the YouTube. Unless you want to sub to me on Twitch, I would graciously take your yeah. I will email Twitch. I will get the account set up. If you're saying that you will be my first subscriber or whatever they're called. Tice is down a point? Yeah, Tice is down a point. Okay. Oh, so is Armani Brooks. Alright, 1, 2. Huh, so not too much change on this team, right? 5 players? Would have thought more, given the how much they've been imploding. Garrison Matthews -3 is the weirdest one because he'd been playing well, right? I gotta see this. I guess he dropped off a little bit. 41 from the field, 36 from 3. He was shooting.
Garrison Matthews is inconsistent. If this is where you get fun out of the game, who am I to judge? I enjoy it too and use your streams a reference when I start leagues. I lied era.
Yeah. Garrison Matthews over his last 6 games, 25 minutes per game, 37 from the field, 34 from 3. And obviously he's really just a shooter. And 10 points per game. But prior to that, in the stretch of games that he started,
Matthews would play better with better teammates.
Matthews.
The Rockets suck.
In the 15 games he started before earning his contract, 43 from the field, 38 from 3, 80 from the line, 13 points per game. So yeah, he had a drop in production, I guess, but not like enough for it to be worth 3 points. Like again, Dante DiVincenzo's a fucking 79. Nick Richards is a 76.
I agree with Matthews lower than Christopher.
David Duke Jr. is a 73. You know, like anytime they do drop a player, I'm just like, but you know, like there are parallels that you know, did we really need to go there? All right, I'm assuming no badge changes for anybody on this team because they're fucking
Armoni
lazy.
Brooks' position changed to point guard.
Did it? Good. Great. Two badges, 2 badges, 2 badges. Fucking, like, go kill yourselves. Alright, next.
I wonder what context 2K uses when they raise lower players.
John Wall, 43 badges, and like the next guy is like Christian Wood with like 15. Or no, Eric Gordon's 25. Alright, and then everybody else kind of straggling along. Hold on, wait. Alright, KPJ, 22 badges. KPJ has 7 more badges than Christian Wood. Yeah. I'm just a broken record at this point. Alright. San Antonio, they've been barely updated this year. 11, 13, 16 player edits since September. So, yeah, they average 4 per month. Let's see what they did this month. All right, Derek White's up 1. Probably should be up an extra point beyond that. Keldon Johnson, same. Jakob Poeltl is probably the most underrated center in the game. He should be probably an 81, is my guess. Thanks. Bates Diop's a +4. Lonnie Walker's a +2. Forbes a +1. Forbes now has a higher rating than Doug McDermott. Both of them, of course, are worse than Nick Richards.
Poeltl needs to be at least same with McGee.
Josh Primo.
Poeltl can start for a playoff team for sure.
Jock Landale should be higher than a 68. But I'm not going to make any sort of argument for it. One, two, three, four, five. Well, at least 5 players went up for the Spurs. That's 1 better than their average. 2K putting in that work. Let's see why Bates Diop went up. He's got 12 starts. He's been starting a little bit lately. All right, so since 12-13, he's averaged 21 minutes per game, 13 games, 7 starts, 59% from the field, 50 from 3, 9 points and 5 rebounds per game. I don't know if I'd rate him higher than Doug McDermott, who's averaged 11 points per game, 47 from the field, 41 from 3, 25 minutes per game, 26 of 26 starts, 26 games, 26 starts. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe this guy should be a little higher up. I don't know. What do I know? Moving on to the Suns, per request. The Suns are likewise another team that barely got updated this year. 9, 11, 15 player rating edits coming into this one. We've got no changes for Booker Paul, but we do have a +1 for DeAndre Ayton. +4 for Cam Johnson. Let's take a look at him. Jalen Smith.
Bridges hasn't had a tendency update since 2020.
+4 for Jalen Smith. -1 out for Peyton. -1 Biyombo. Okay. All right, so 5 updates for the Suns. Wah wah wee wah.
He'll only average 4 or 5 points in a league because his shoot tendency is at 4-0.
Who are we talking about?
Second returns of the All-Star game just came out and Cam Reddish is top 1-0.
Bridges should have a 40 shooting tendency. Bridges barely shoots. He only takes like 10 shots per game.
I'm talking about Miles Bridges.
Oh, Miles Bridges. Okay, sorry.
Mikal Bridges.
We're on the Suns, and you say Bridges. Yeah, I can't vouch for 2K. You know. Obviously. Yeah, I'm no longer looking to work for them or anything like that. Like they have their own mess. They're not organized and serious about this type of work. And really serious. They're not really serious about the NBA either. Like they should be more people within the company. You can just tell. Like they should be consuming higher quality NBA content, like listening to podcasts and, you know, a lot of like there should be more people. Nobody in that company is like data driven at all, which is like bizarre, because it's a fucking video game, and you're working with data. Like, I don't get it. Then like instead of hiring like dorks from the fucking
Let's
community,
go Jalen Smith. He is a good center. He just needs playing time.
Like there are people who hire people from the analytics community to work on 2K. You know, like, or people who are able to discuss this stuff. You know, it's not like people who are stats dorks are not like well spoken or anything. A whole bunch of them do podcasts and whatnot. Like, you can find finding it. It was okay 10 years ago to hire a passionate amateur.
They're very close to losing a lot of fans. 2K22 is so boring.
You know, the time for hiring passionate amateurs is over. You're a $1 billion company now. You have resources, but you're not willing to use them. You're just trying to, like, you're doing it on the cheap. That's kind of my perspective on it of late. Let me see.
Imagine Skip Bayless working on 2K ratings.
Well, obviously they can't afford somebody of Skip Bayless's fucking stature, because like anybody who's on TV like that is getting has $1 million contract. Like, but there are lots of people out there who, you know, it's not like writers are getting the big bucks a lot of the time. You know, there's a lot of people out there who should be who would thrive in this kind of opportunity and would be well equipped to deal with, like, they don't have to necessarily know the ratings.
Take-Two Interactive is one of the worst companies
like,
in the world.
Right off the bat. But, you know, like, I don't know. Let's just finish through. Cam Johnson, he's having a career year. 62 true shooting. 44% from 3. So yeah, +4 makes sense for him. And Jalen Smith, his +4 is a little more surprising, but I guess he's been playing a little more of late. Yeah, this is the first like career stretch he's gotten actual minutes. His last 8 games, he's played 23 minutes per game, 4 starts. 13 points per game, 9 rebounds, 52%
Do they have a
from
team
the field.
of people working on ratings, or is it just one guy?
38 from 3. So, like, he showed that he's an NBA player. And a bunch of games in double figures, too. So, yeah, 76 I think makes sense for Jalen Smith. I don't know if he's going to be with the team long term. Kind of depends on what they decide to do. They could re-sign him and just like walk from like Saric and Kaminsky.
2K needs to hire John Markish to do the 2K ratings.
Nope, I'm not taking that job. They, first of all, are not they're not paying enough. I make more money doing what I do now than what 2K is willing to offer. They have Mike Stauffer is the guy who works on the ratings. I think everybody knows that. And then he's got like a small team of guys underneath him who, as far as I understand, are like his friends from like college or some shit that, he's, but, given the quality of the roster, I don't think that they're, the people that I would have, hooked up. They had an opportunity to like make actual moves and bring in people, but I think he just wanted somebody to like who wasn't going to rock the boat, that he'd be comfortable working with. Certainly, I don't think he would have been able to work with me. I think I'm probably too strong of a personality, and like if you've ever gotten into a disagreement with me, it probably wouldn't have gone well. And I definitely couldn't, like, certainly wouldn't be the right choice to work underneath him, given that I'm probably like more I've been doing it longer than him.
Was he in the community before getting the job?
I've been watching
basketball. Are you going to accept 15K per update?
I've been watching basketball probably twice as long as him. So like, I absolutely think that I would not have been a good fit with him, but I think that whoever he's got working on it, there's definitely better people out there. Am I going to accept 15K per update? Like $15,000? Oh, if you think they're offering that much money, like, how many updates are there per year? Like, 2 per month. So and they don't update for the last. How many updates are there? Math is hard. November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months. 2 per month is approximately 12. I don't know if they update during the playoffs. Is the playoffs probably like... Let's assume it's like 15. 15 updates per year. 15 updates per year. Let's just say they're... Given all the other extra shit you got to do for them, that probably comes out to like $1,000 per update. Like, to be perfectly honest. Because again, like, factor in most of their work, they have to add 60 draft picks every year, plus all the other stuff. They do stuff with my team, etc. It's not just the roster itself. The roster, for the most part, is a very small part of the game. Once everybody starts their my career or my team, whatever, it doesn't really matter. My league. So it matters a little more at the start of the year. The updates are just like... The updates are just like the passage of time. Like, they would be updating anyway so that they'd be updated for like next year. Because like the end of the season versus the beginning of the season, like the ratings barely change now, which was not always the case. But nowadays, like, attributes barely change because, what is there to change as long as you stay updated throughout the year,
They need a better day one roster.
Well, they just need a better roster, period. But, like, I remember back in the days when things were, like, completely unplayably atrocious. And they're not nearly that bad now. Like, again, the rosters are much better now than they were 10 years ago, but the thing is, they were better 5 years ago than they are today. Is kind of the stance that, or at least the observation that I've made from keeping track. All right, OKC Thunder. We've got like 5 more teams, so let's power it out. They only had 1 player updated in the last update, so I am curious to see if they actually did anything here. Josh Giddey's a +1, so that's the 1. Kendrick Williams, +3. All right, we made it. We made it. Mike Muscala, +2. Oh my God, we're going nuts. Oh my God, Pokusevski being a 75 is like so mind-bogglingly bad. Do they show his stats? I mean, there's that. But and he's just as bad this year. And like Pokusevski at 75 versus Duncan Robinson at 75. Like, ah! All right. Aaron Wiggins +6. He's been really good. Ty Jerome, no change.
Some players who get a rating boost just gets their intangibles going up.
Well, Poku's somebody who like legit has like garbage ratings. Poku has an 85 shot IQ. Oliver Sarkozy. Oh, they signed him? Wait. Did I fall asleep? No, they signed him on the... Okay, they signed him on January 11th. He was with the team in training camp and got hurt. Was probably going to make the team otherwise, so it's good to see he's finally back. All right, cool. He might... all right, somebody to keep an eye on, but all right. Cool. All right, finishing off this team. So 4 players went up. And that's it? Nobody went down? Okay. Aaron Wiggins, for anybody who's not familiar, not related to Andrew Wiggins, as far as I can tell. But he's played 22 games, started 12 of them, 21 minutes per game, 7 points, 3 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field, 32% from 3. In 459 minutes. And it's a 59 true shooting on 14 usage. So he's been solid as like a role player. Has outplayed his 2-way contract. And again, if we compare those numbers to Poku, of the 8.1 PER, 41 true shooting on 19 usage. Poku, I'm pretty sure, was like strategically drafted. They drafted him 17th with like the explicit, and they're playing him big minutes solely so he can earn them like better draft picks. So they basically like traded up in the draft. They traded the 17th pick from the 2020 draft for to upgrade from like the 5th to like the 3rd pick in each season, probably for as long as his rookie contract goes on. I don't know what the fuck the SGA is gonna do. Like, he's still so young, and he's probably the most underrated player in the league. He would be an all-star in pretty much any other franchise. But because he's in OKC, he like doesn't get noticed at all. Karl Towns, Minnesota, yet again another team that barely got updated over the last 6 weeks. Only 5 updates in the last 6 weeks. 2 in the last update.
Anybody else had doubts on Devin Booker staying a 9-0? I felt like he was either gonna go down or stay the same.
Oh god, Booker's the fucking the most overrated 2 guard in the game. He's basically on par with Bradley Beal, but is 3
Shy
points
being 8-6
higher.
is fair cause LaMelo is an 8-6.
Devin Booker's a 90, and Zach LaVine is an 88, and Zach LaVine's been better for like the last 2.5 years. So, yeah, there's that. Donovan Mitchell and Zach LaVine have been the best 2 guards in the NBA. And, yep, Booker's higher than both of them. They have a hard-on for Booker for some reason. It's weird. You can always I can always tell when they pick favorites. And Booker's definitely one of their favorites. Probably gets, he gets the Kobe kind of comparisons. He's got that similar game, but I digress. What are we working on? T-Wolves? Towns.
I dunno, I think Booker is the best 2 guard in the league. And I think Booker sucks in 2K. Weird animations.
Yeah, I can't speak to the animations since I barely play, but I will simply say that Zach LaVine has been the best offensive 2 guard, and it has not been close shooting percentage-wise the last 2 years. He's basically been as efficient as he's like a shade lower than Kevin Durant in terms of his efficiency. Noel's up 2. Did I gloss over? Edwards is the only guy, and then we got all the way down here.
But yeah, Zach LaVine should be a 9-0. He has been dropping over 2-0 consistently, yet never left 8-8.
This is a thin update for the Wolves. Shit. -1 for Terrain Prince. Sure. Alright.
You think Zion is damage good?
Well, we're going to find out. He's definitely damaged. Alright, 3 updates for the Wolves, so they've barely been updated this year. 3 players in this update, 2 in the last update, 3 in the update before that, 5 in the update before that. And they've been playing very well. I'm not sure why Anthony Edwards keeps going up. His Anthony Edwards at an 85. And then Harrison Barnes at like an 80 is kind of fucking asinine to me. But what do I know? Yeah, what do I know?
Anthony Edwards is decent, but I think Tyler Herro should be higher than him.
Yeah, what do I know? I'm not co-signing that. I would be okay with him at like 83 tops. I'm gonna laugh. All right, so if Anthony Edwards is an 85, guarantee that like Andrew Wiggins is also an 85, right? That's what we're about to walk into. Is that what we're about to walk into? I guess we got to find out. We got one more team to do before we get there. Lillard.
He has to be shoot. Emoji happy tears.
Simons is up 1. He's going to be starting for the rest of the year, most likely, with Lillard getting abdominal surgery. Which probably means that the Blazers are going to be sellers at the deadline. Nasir a little down.
If Ingram is an 8-4, Edwards need to be 8-3.
Little down a point, but he'll probably be going up. Given that the Blazers, again, are probably going to be tanking throughout the rest of the year. Ben McLemore continues to go up in the absence of C.J. McCollum. Ooh, Robert Covington continues to... Oh, no, never mind. He's still the same rating. He should never have been this low to begin with. This is fucking stupid. He's going to have value on the trade market. Despite being a worse player than Nick Richards by a considerable margin. But, you know... I think that's it. 2 players? No, 3 players got updated on the Blazers. Like it's funny. I've kind of given up, and so did 2K. Like, it's CJ Ellaby. Oh, there we go. 4 players updated. He's a +2. All right. Next. Oh, badges. Nope.
I keep on laughing about Nick Richards being higher than a lot of players on 2K.
Wow, we had a badge update. Hold on. Anthony Towns got +1 to his badges. Incredible. Any for Anthony Edwards? Oh, wait. Never mind. I did not update my badge counts for the Timberwolves. Shit. These are all last year's numbers. All right, so hold on. Okay, nope. No badge change for Towns. 29, 42, 18. All right, so it looks like we have +1 for Anthony Edwards at least. I can't read. Where is he? 1 badge for fucking Jaden McDaniels. 6 badges. 1. 1. Do you know how bad you have to be at your job to give out like 1 badge in this game to a player?
You typing is really satisfying to hear.
I think most players should have like 5 to 7. Minimum.
Right. Nick Richards was a popular high school player. That's probably why.
Alright, so yes, +1 for Edwards. I'd imagine most of these got upgraded to golds. And I could not tell you what.
After I see the Warriors, I gotta see the Wizards. That's gonna be an interesting one.
If I had to guess, I would say like the one badge they added was fucking bronze pogo stick or something. That's my guess. Everybody else is the same, right? Yep. Okay. All right, Golden State. The moment. I'm surprised we made it through an entire stream without a single person requesting the Warriors, because that's always the first thing that everybody always wants. But I guess everybody's over it. Wow, we had a -1 for Steph Curry. Incredible. Maybe that's why nobody wants to see it, because they all know. And he's still a 99 3-point, right? Yep, until the end of the time. 95 3-ball for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson should be going, like... Klay Thompson was not an 87 in 2019.
Nothing to request on the Warriors, really.
So, like... From what I can tell from the 2 games that he's played, he ain't going to be an 85, which is what I had him at, like, much less an 87. He about to be like an 82, maybe. Like, if you watched Klay Thompson in the last 2 games, if you think he resembled anywhere close to, like, yeah, he's a great feel-good story. I'm not dunking on his parade or anything, like,
I am a Warriors fan, and even I know that there is nothing to look forward to on the Warriors.
Great accomplishment for him to come back after 2.5 years, you know, on the sidelines. I'm not taking away from any of that. I'm just saying, like, quality-wise, like, he ain't all-star caliber anymore. Like, let's get that out of the way. And he was overrated while sidelined for, like, the last 3 years. So
Thompson will be lower than Ingram.
Now that he's healthy, he needs to drop, but we know he ain't dropping anytime soon because this game caters so hard to fucking Golden State fanboys. Like, it's unreal. So, yeah, Klay Thompson, 87, no change. -1 for Steph Curry. +1 for Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins rated 2 points worse than Anthony Edwards, but basically they have the same production.
Klay needs to be good in the playoffs.
I don't fucking know. Klay is forcing the ball up every time he touches the ball. He's got like a 40 usage percent.
Otherwise, there's no way they can keep the grading.
Obviously, that's partly because right now they're only playing him in 4-minute stints, so literally they're just trying to maximize his value. But like defensively, he ain't close to being that guy anymore. What was the biggest part of his value is that he was a 3-and-D guy. Take away the 3-and-D guy, and what is he? Joe Harris? Who is a 70? You know, he's Joe Harris or Duncan Robinson, who are both 75 overall in this game. So, you know, I think that clearly Klay Thompson he's got nothing on Nick Richards nowadays. So you know, let's cool your jets, 2K. We need to fix this ASAP. Jordan Poole, I adjusted Poole's position to point guard as soon as Thompson came back, because that's basically where he's going to be playing. Because Gary Payton is the 2 guard off the bench, and if anything, Poole is going to be playing next to GP in a lot more lineups. So that is why I made that change, and obviously I just rather have not Chris Chiozza as Steph Curry's backup, you know. And Gary Payton's not really a backup point guard. He's really more like a 2-3, like. His 6'3", 195, like, doesn't matter. He plays like he's 6'10", 195. Speaking of Gary Payton, hey, he's a +1. Wow. That's exciting. So Wiggins is +1. Draymond, no change. Otto Porter is a +1. Okay. Yeah, 2K don't need much excuses to boost these guys up. Fucking Nemanja Bjelica is a 79, playing like 15 minutes per game. Ooh, +2 for Andre Iguodala. Wawiwa. Jonathan Kuminga went down. Okay. Sure. That I was not expecting that out of any of these changes. Yeah, let's see Kuminga. Kuminga, 28 games, 10 minutes per game. 47 from the field, 27 from 3. Okay rebounding. His stats are kind of blah. Like, yeah, 74, 75. Doesn't really matter. I'm just like, he scored 13 in his last game. He had a 26-point game last month. I don't know.
Wait, does anybody know why Clay is on a minutes restriction? Because I forgot.
Clay's on a minute restriction because he hasn't played in 2 years. Because he tore his ACL and tore his Achilles. So they're just easing him back in. It would...
Other than him coming back from injury.
That is the only reason. Him coming back from 2 significant injuries, they're not trying to play him 30+ minutes per game. That's how, like, they're not trying to Grant Hill him into death, you know.
Quinndary Weatherspoon is a sick name.
Is it the longest one in NBA history, I wonder? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only remember that because Clarence Weatherspoon had the longest name in NBA history. Prior, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, Quinndary is 1 letter longer than Clarence, so it's possible that he has the longest name, unless somebody overtook Weatherspoon at some point. Longest name in NBA history. Martinas Andriukaitis is 23 letters. Who was a center for the Pelicans, if memory serves. I think he was a 2nd round pick, and he had a decent pedigree, but like just couldn't play. He played well in Europe, but didn't translate to the NBA at all, I think. Oh no, different guy. This guy played in Cleveland. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Maybe he's the same guy and he got traded over a bunch of times. I know, this guy played for Cleveland 6 games in 2006. And that was it. Fuck that guy. The second longest name is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at 22 letters. I think more people are familiar with him, obviously. Yeah, so Quinndary, I think, is 21 letters. Just comes up just comes up short of the record. And that's probably really all he would have been known for otherwise in his career. Washington. Bradley Beal. 3 points lower than Devin Booker, despite comparable statistics.
MR swatted by the side of the backboard.
I'll just say that if Bradley Beal played with Chris Paul, maybe win a couple more games, is all I'm saying. Kyle Kuzma +3. I was not expecting this, because he'd been struggling a lot prior to this, but I guess let me find out. Kyle Kuzma, why are you a +3? Oh, because you've been dropping buckets in your last couple games. In the last 9 games, Kyle Kuzma is averaging 26 points per game with 11 rebounds and 3 assists on 54% shooting. Yep, that will do it.
Kuzma got 2020.
Bryant's going to be coming back this week, I believe. Or wait, he came back. He played his first game. He played 12 minutes and it scored 6 points. Was that... Yep, last night. Cool. All right, the gang's all back because Rui Hachimura also played recently. Wow, the Wizards have no injuries. Insane. All right, speaking of Hachimura, he was never sidelined once by 2K despite missing 3 months. I'll just throw that out there. Denny Avia, no change. Hey, there's the aforementioned KCP, no change. Rates lower than his backup. There's that. Ooh, are the Wizards gonna be the low team for edits in this cycle? Holiday. We've got Raul Nato's a -1. Yeah, I read this correct? All right, so I think 2 updates for the Wizards.
Are you okay? I feel like you have been here for hours. I think this is your passion.
Yeah, I enjoy doing this. All right, 2 players edited for the Wizards in this update. They had 3 edited in the last update last month, so they've barely changed over the last 6 weeks. Kuzma +3 and Raul Neto -1. Alrighty. I'll just briefly glance at the free agent pool, because somebody said that James Ennis changed rating. I don't really care. Isaiah Thomas didn't change rating. Like, come on. Yeah, I don't have the heart to... Yeah, if I was really passionate, I'd be crunching these guys, but I have a brain. So if you care about any of these guys, there's your chance. It's still going. There we go. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess before I end, let me check badges on Golden State and Washington. All right, 4 badges for a pool means badges were not updated for any of these guys. And Washington, 8 badges for Kuzma versus 35 for Dinwiddie. Go fucking figure. These are so bad. Oh my god. All right, no badge updates here. Great. All right, so I'm gonna call it. What time did I start streaming? 10 o'clock-ish. It was like 4 hours.
Thank you for the updates, John. Bye.
Thank you. Or, yeah, you're welcome. Whatever's the appropriate response. This was fun. Thanks for hanging out while I broke down this update. I'm going to post... I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to start recording on the actual breakdown using the data. I'll post my Excel doc that crunches all the numbers on that. I didn't realize that people liked that data. I hadn't really gotten any feedback on it prior
Have
to
a
this.
good sleep.
Yeah, this was pretty insightful. Definitely got a lot of notes. Nick Richards for most improved player. I think that was the biggest takeaway I had from this update. Have a good sleep. I've been listen. Most people don't even wake up their entire life. I'm still blue pilling it. I haven't seen The Matrix in a while. I didn't see the new one. So is it blue pill or red pill? I don't fucking know. I don't take pills. Like anybody believes me. But really. Um, yeah. Thank you again, guys, for watching. Appreciate you all. Yeah, because if I didn't have your commentary, I love the questions and feedback and comments, etc., because it's what motivates me to keep going. Otherwise, I'd just be looking at fucking numbers all day, which can be very boring without any kind of like context or whatever. Yeah, so thank you guys. I do this for you, and I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. And I will see you guys later tomorrow. Peace. No, don't record. How the fuck do I turn this off? It's been a long time since I streamed. I'll try to stream a little more frequently now that I'm a little caught up with like life and work, etc.